ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणम्। Hare Krishna, welcome back to today's episode of the Mahabharata. In the last episode we have seen how Duryodhana planned to go and humiliate the Pandavas in Vaitavana, but the tables were turned and he became insulted and returned. But still he did not give up his envious attitude towards the Pandavas and started hatching another plot to humiliate the Pandavas. And to assist him in his new plot, he decided to take the help of a sage who had come to Hastinapura. Who was this sage and what was this new scheme of Pandavas is what we will learn today. Before we start that, we have to understand one wonderful quality about Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, that Lord Krishna is the Yajnapati. He is the supreme enjoyer of all the fire sacrifices which are mentioned in the Vedas. What are yajnas? What are these fire sacrifices? As Lord Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, when the creation happened, at the beginning of the creation, Brahmaji created human beings as well as Devatas. Devatas are the demigods, and the demigods, as we all know, they are said to be 33 crore in number. There is Indra, Chandra, Vayu, Durga, Lord Shiva, Ganesha, etc. So many personalities are there. Who are these Devatas or who are these demigods? Each of them is not God. They are all demigods, meaning they are more powerful than human beings, but they are not God himself. They are lower than God but higher than human beings. Therefore, they are called demigods. So these demigods are entrusted with various administrative responsibilities in running this universe. And so we see how this universe is running in a very systematic manner. Seasons come and go in a particular cycle. The sun rises and sets at specific times in specific directions. Similarly with the moon also, the ocean maintains its limits, etc., etc. Like this we can if we observe nature, we can see how nature is running things so systematically because of the superintendence of all these demigods. Now Brahmaji, when he created all these human beings also, Brahmaji's intention was that these Devatas or demigods would administer the universe in such a way that the human beings would be able to lead their lives peacefully, they would be able to have a harmonious life, and the human beings would also be able to utilize their human body to understand higher spiritual subject matter and liberate themselves permanently from this material world and go back to Godhead. This is the whole scheme of things. Now, this is just like the government is having many departments. The electricity department, the water department, the drainage department, the roadways department, the public works department. So many departments the government, innumerable departments the government has. Now, what is the intention of the government creating so many departments and having so many employees and bureaucrats and all that? The idea is to administer the state or the country in a very proper manner so that the citizens can live peacefully, they can execute their activities and they can live harmoniously, and they can carry out they can fulfill all their whatever their desires are. This is the intention of the government. Now, for the government to be able to do all this, they need money. Where will they get the money from? They tax the citizens. The citizens have to pay income tax, they have to pay GST, they have to pay the electricity bill, they have to pay the water bill. So, without the citizens paying the requisite fees, the government cannot function. In a similar way, for the devatas, for the demigods also to administer this universe, they need certain fees. But what fees they need is not our paper currency. That is of no value to them. In fact, in India, rupee has value. The same rupees, if you go to the US and try to buy anything with that, it will not run. So, even within this earth, the currencies don't run from one country to another. So, how can we expect the devatas to take our money? It will not work. But some way, the human beings have to express their gratitude to the devatas, to the demigods, for administering this universe so that everyone can peacefully, harmoniously execute their duties. So, how to do that? That also, Brahmaji, when he created this universe, he said at the beginning of creation that I will also create yajnas. The human beings, when they conduct yajnas, that will be the process by which they will pay their fees to the devatas, to the demigods. So, this is the whole arrangement. The human beings, they perform yajnas, devatas are pleased, they will send ample amount of rain, sunshine, and everything will be in proper order. The moment there is any discrepancy in this performance of these yajnas, there will be natural disturbances. There will be floods, there will be earthquakes, there will be tsunamis, there will be volcanoes, there will be pandemics, and such other things will take over. So, although the Vedas prescribe different yajnas for different devatas, for Ganesha there is one type of yajna, for Lord Shiva there is another set of yajnas, for pleasing Lord Surya, the sun god, there are another set of yajnas. So, there are so many yajnas, vratas, etc. described for the different devatas. But no matter what yajna you do for whichever devata it is, whether it is Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesha, Indra, Vayu, Surya, for whomever you do, the yajna pati, the chief person in every yajna has to be Vishnu. Without that, even the devatas will not accept the offerings given in the yajnas. So, Krishna has declared in the Bhagavad Gita, he is Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. You can imagine, all the yajnas that we perform, he is the chief recipient of all the yajna offerings. Not only that, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, he is the supreme controller of all the planets of all the universes. We are living in one universe, but ours is not the only universe. There are millions of universes, unlimited number of universes in the material manifestation. The Lord Vishnu or Krishna is the supreme controller of all of them. So, Krishna is such a great personality, everything belongs to him. All the universes belong to him, everything that we have in this world belongs to him. All the gold, all the diamond, all the riches, all the natural resources, everything belongs to him. The whole planet itself belongs to him. The entire solar system, the Milky Way galaxy, everything belongs to Krishna. So, Krishna is such a great personality. But then, Krishna, what is he expecting from all of us? Although he is such a great personality, he is not expecting something big from us. Normally, if we have an appointment with a big person, let us say we have an appointment with the president of the country, and we are going to meet him, then how will we go? We will not go empty-handed. We will take some gift or some present for him. Now, what will we take as a gift or present? Suppose I tell you, you are going to the you come and ask me that you have got an appointment with the President of India. So, what do you think you should take as a gift for the President? So, I respond why don't you take one bottle of mineral water? What will you say? You laugh at me. What are you talking? I'm going to meet the president, not my some chaddi those living next door. Can I take a bottle of water and go to him? That's all. The whole meeting will be a fiasco. So I have to take something valuable, something which will be of some value to him. So this will be your response. Now imagine you have got an appointment with the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is the proprietor of all the universe, the entire planetary system, everything belongs to him. You are going to meet him. So what gift can you take to him? So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita what he expects from us. Krishna is ready to give his time to all of us, to meet us, to hear all our prayers. Everything ready, Krishna is ready. So, but then when we go to Krishna, we cannot go empty-handed. We have to take something. So, Krishna is telling in the Bhagavad Gita what all we can give him. Krishna is saying, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. Krishna says, whatever bhakti upahritam, whatever with love you give me, I am ready to accept. Okay, what should I offer you with love? You offer me a glass of water, a leaf, a fruit, or a flower. I am happy with that. You can see Krishna is pleased even if you offer him one glass of water. Even that Krishna is looking forward. Krishna does not need water. He is the owner of the whole universe. What is the need for him? Even if we take the most precious diamonds and jewels and go to Krishna, it is nothing. It is like garbage for him, because everything belongs to him. What can we offer to him? But still Krishna is saying, what I see is your love and affection. So if you give me even a glass of water with love and affection, I will happily accept it. Just like if the president were to go to his home and his grandchild comes to him and offers him a glass of water with so much love and affection. So the president will feel very, very grateful to his grandchild. Oh, so nice. My dear child, you have brought me a glass of water. We will very happily he will drink the water. Actually, president doesn't need water. What is one glass of water for him? But then when he sees his grandchild giving that glass of water with love and affection, he feels highly satisfied. So similarly, Krishna, we are all Krishna's children, and Krishna is expecting our love and affection, nothing more, nothing less. So this is Krishna's nature. He is very humble and very down to earth, and he has very little expectations from us. All that he is looking forward from us is our love and affection. That's all. This is Krishna's nature. So coming back to our original narration, now it so happened that the sage who had come to Hastinapura was none other than the powerful Durvasa Muni. Now Durvasa Muni, as you all know, his nature is that he is very short-tempered. Now the moment Duryodhana heard that Durvasa Muni has come to Hastinapura, immediately something clicked in his mind. He thought, now if somehow I can make Durvasa Muni go to the Pandavas, and the Pandavas are not able to take care of him, then Durvasa Muni will definitely get angry and he will curse them. So my military power cannot match the Pandavas' military power, but definitely a Brahmana's power, his power of his austerity, his tapasya, the Pandavas cannot counter. So this will be a good way to take revenge on the Pandavas. So thinking like this, Duryodhana immediately invited Durvasa Muni to the palace. And Durvasa Muni, when he comes with all his disciples. And now Durvasa Muni's disciples are not 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10, not even 100, not even 1,000, 10,000 disciples. So you can imagine, Duryodhana had to make all the arrangements to take care of all of them, take care of their accommodation, their food, and whatever other requirements are there. And over and above that, Durvasa himself has to be taken care. So Duryodhana made all the necessary arrangements, made very good preparations, and he personally attended to Durvasa Muni. And this Durvasa Muni was a very difficult customer. Suddenly in the middle of the night he will wake up and he will say, I want to offer something to my deity, so my Salagrama, so you please bring varieties of preparations. and immediately the people will run, they will cook something, and then after 45 minutes, 1 hour, they will bring all their offerings. Durvasa Muni will say, no, I changed my mind, I don't want to offer anything, take back everything. Like that. He was quite a difficult customer like that. So, and no matter how much good care would be taken of him, he would find some fault or the other, and he would get angry, and he would criticize, he would chastise, all these things would go on. But Duryodhana, although he was such an arrogant person, keeping in mind that he had to take the help of Durvasa Muni to humiliate his arch enemies, the Pandavas, Duryodhana swallowed all the problems he had to face in front of Durvasa Muni, and very humbly he served him, he took good care of him, no complaints, whatever Durvasa Muni demanded, everything he would run around and try to satisfy him in every possible way. This went on for some days. After a few days, then Durvasa Muni was very satisfied with the way Duryodhana had served him. Of course, Durvasa Muni was a very simple sage, although he was a little short-tempered, but he was very good at heart, and he would very easily get pleased also, because Durvasa Muni is a partial incarnation of Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva also has this same characteristic. He has the same trait. He gets pleased very quickly, and he gets displeased also very quickly. So this Durvasa Muni was very pleased with Duryodhana's way of hospitality, and without any complaints, without any objections, Duryodhana had served him. So finally, Durvasa Muni was very pleased with him, and he told Duryodhana, I am very happy with the way you have served me, so I bless you. And like this, he gave his blessings and all that. Then Duryodhana replied to Durvasa Muni. He wanted to manipulate Durvasa Muni, and but at the same time, he could not openly do it also, because Durvasa Muni, after all, he is a good sage, and why would he get angry on the Pandavas for no reason? There had to be some reason. So Duryodhana told Durvasa Muni that, Durvasa Muni, I am very happy that you have blessed me. I am very fortunate to have received the dust of your feet on my kingdom, in my palace, and to have received the opportunity to serve you. Now I have a humble request to you. My brothers, the Pandavas, are in the forest. I want that you should give your blessings to them also. Give them also an opportunity to serve you. By this way, let them also get the fortune. Why I should alone be the recipient of the fortune of serving you? They should also get the opportunity. Durvasa Muni was very happy when he heard this, because the Pandavas are dear to everyone. In fact, another name for Yudhishthira Maharaj was Ajata Shatru, meaning one whose enemy had never been born. In other words, he would, by his actions, by his words, and by his deeds, he would never create a situation where another person could become inimical towards him. Of course, Duryodhana considered the Pandavas and Yudhishthira Maharaj his own enemies. That was because of his envy, not because Yudhishthira Maharaj had mistreated him at any point of time. So, naturally, because Yudhishthira Maharaj was such a great personality, and he was always fixed in virtue, so all the rishis and sages held him in high esteem. So Durvasa Muni also held him in high esteem. So now, when he heard from Duryodhana that the Pandavas are there in Dvaitavana, and he can go and give them an opportunity to serve him, and he can bless them, Durvasa Muni was very happy. He said, oh yes, why not? Definitely I'll go and visit them. Now Duryodhana started putting his plan into motion. He said, Durvasa Muni, I have heard that Yudhishthira Maharaj is conducting various sacrifices, yajnas and all that. So if you go to him during the daytime, in the first half of the day, he may be busy in his yajnas and all that, so he may not be able to receive you properly and take good care of you. So after he finishes his yajna, and then he has fed all the people who have come to the yajna, and then they have all the Pandavas have had their food, then you can go to him. So he will also be free, he can give you exclusive attention, and he will be able to take care of you in a very nice manner. So when Durvasa Muni heard this from Duryodhana, he said, okay, what you are saying also makes sense. If I go with my 10,000 disciples, if I barge into his yajna, it's not good, it's not correct also. So after they have had their food, and sent away all their other guests, then I will go. I can spend some good time personally also with them. So I'll do as you say. It's a good suggestion you have given. Poor Durvasa Muni, he had fallen into the trap of Duryodhana unknowingly. Now, Durvasa Muni took all his disciples, 10,000 disciples, and he proceeded to Dvaitavana. And he reached Dvaitavana. When he reached Dvaitavana, he reached at a time after lunch time, when the Pandavas had completely finished all their fire sacrifices, all the guests had been fed, they themselves had taken their food. And now Durvasa Muni entered the ashrama, the hermitage where the Pandavas were living, and he came and knocked on the door. When he knocked on the door, the Pandavas came, they opened the door and they saw, oh, Durvasa Muni has come with all his disciples. They immediately offered their obeisances and welcomed him. And Durvasa Muni said, oh my dear Pandavas, I come here. I heard that you are here, so I come to meet all of you. So I have come a long distance. I am a little hungry. I will go and take my bath and come. After that, I will have food at your place. Now the Pandavas said, okay, Durvasa Muni, we'll wait for you to come back. And Bhima took them and showed them a place close by where there was a water body where they could take bath and freshen up. So Durvasa Muni with all his 10,000 disciples went to the water body and they started taking bath. In the meantime, here what was happening? Yudhishthira Maharaj went back into the cottage and told Draupadi, this Durvasa Muni has come with his 10,000 disciples. Now we have to feed him. He is hungry. So please bring out all your pots and from your Akshaya Patra, please start serving him, because the Akshaya Patra can serve unlimited number of meals. Draupadi stood there stunned. She said, I cannot feed him now. Yudhishthira Maharaj asked her, why? What happened? She said, I already have my food, and once I have had my food, the Akshaya Patra will become empty. It is totally empty, nothing is there here. So can you cook something now? For 10,000 people? What? It's not like cooking for 1 or 2 people. Even for 1 or 2 people, if you have to cook, you need at least half an hour, 1 hour. And this Durvasa Muni will finish all his bath and come back in 10-15 minutes. 10,000 people, where will I cook from? How will I cook? Not possible. Now what to do? The Pandavas were in great anxiety. Now if they don't take care of Durvasa Muni, they were not so much worried about his anger. They were more worried that the principles of dharma will be broken. They would not be able to take care of a guest who had come to their place seeking food. So it is the duty of a Kshatriya and a Grihastha that whoever comes to their house, they should feed them amply. Even if the owner of the house, even if the host has not eaten, even if he goes hungry, he should still take care of feeding the guest. This is the principle of dharma. Now the Yudhishthira Maharaj was in great anxiety that now the rules of dharma will be broken. Now what to do? Draupadi. Now Draupadi is a woman, so she also got into great anxiety. She was not able to tolerate. She started crying. Now what to do? The Pandavas were not able to understand what to do. In the meantime, the Durvasa Muni, along with all his 10,000 disciples, they were all taking bath, and they had finished their bath, and they were about to come out of the water body and dry themselves and wear their clothes. They were on the verge of finishing their bath. So now, what could the Pandavas do in this scenario? How could they save themselves from the wrath of Durvasa Muni, which was impending, which it looked like it was a mission impossible to be able to feed Durvasa Muni with his 10,000 disciples. Now the Pandavas were really stuck. So what could they do now in this situation? Please join us in our next episode to know about this. Thank you for joining us today. Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.